to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Patri, and in today's video I'm gonna talk about the books I've read on January. I have my trusty reading journal here. If you have been following me for a little while, you may be thinking that the background is kind of not the usual, and that would be because I moved out. So if you want any content on that situation, just let me know and I'll just deliver for you. But I had to move temporarily for my job because it's a 3+ hour drive every day from and to work, so I had to move closer because I'm a substitute teacher and I don't know how long that was gonna be a thing. I've been here for 3 weeks now, but let's start talking about my January reads. My moving situation means that I don't have the physical books I read with me right now, so I can show them to you while I explain the book, but we'll have to just look at the pictures I'm putting on the screen because I couldn't bring all my books safely up here, and it didn't make sense because I don't know if it's going to be a 2-week thing or a 5-month thing. I just brought books that I wanted to read, not ones that I've already read. So the first book I read this year, I do have the physical copy on my parents' house, and it's Check and Mate. This book follows a boy and a girl that play chess and they are really good at it. It's a romance book by Ali Hazelwood, and I gave it a 4 stars. I really enjoyed the chess aspect of the book. It gave me the same vibes as The Queen's Gambit, the Netflix series, which is amazing, so that's great. Then I read Saving Six. This is the 3rd book in a Boys of Tommen series. This book follows Joey and If I'm not sure how to pronounce it, even though I look it up all the time, but my brain just can't. So it's their story. I'm not going to tell anything about them because it's the 3rd book from the series, so I don't want to spoil anything. And I gave this book a 5 stars. I love these characters. I love the way Chloe Walsh writes. I love everything. Then I read the Golden Rush Ranch series. First we have Off to the Races, which I gave a 3.75. Then we have A Photo Finish, which I gave 4 stars to. Then we have The Front Runner, which I also gave 4 stars. And then we have A False Start, which I gave 3.75 stars. Each of these books follows a different couple that work on a ranch. This series is the one that goes before the Chestnut Spring series, but I didn't know that, so I'm reading it after the fact. And one of the girls from one of these books is the sister from the boys of the other series. So in the other series you get the Easton brothers, I'm not sure. There's only one girl and she appears in the books, but she doesn't have her own book on that series, but she does have her book on this series. And they were nice, they were cute cowboy romances, but the Chestnut Springs series is way better. Then I did do 4 audiobooks this month because I had to travel for 2 weeks to and from work. So the first one was Friends, Lovers, and The Big Terrible Thing by Matthew Perry. I'm a really huge fan of Friends. I watched the series 100 times. It's something that I think about constantly. It's my Roman Empire, okay? I connect everything that happens in my life to the series. And I was really intrigued to know about his life because I personally think we don't fully understand the things people with celebrity status go through. And I wanted to read the book, but it's a book that I don't gravitate towards, so I thought it was a great idea to just listen to it while I had to drive, because I had to drive either way. So I listened to it. He was the narrator and I loved it. I feel so sorry for him that he had to live a life that was like that, but well, let's move on. I'm not going to rate this book because it's a memoir. I'm not going to rate someone's life. Then I read another cowboy romance, which is Here With Me by Brooke Montgomery. I think it's pronounced like that. I saw Steph Ward talk about this book, and I love cowboys, so I was like, let's just try it out. I didn't know if I was going to like it because it's a ex-boyfriend's dad trope, but I liked it. I gave it a 4 stars. I don't know if I said that. And then I listened to another audiobook, which is Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I think this was kind of interesting. She has lots of stories to talk about, and she has lived a lot of different cool things, but at the same time, it's also sad when she talks about her life. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, obviously, but I don't know. I really enjoyed the book. As an audio form book, yes, I don't think I would have picked it up. Maybe it's a book that you read from time to time, a little piece of the book, not the whole book by itself. But yeah, it was really interesting, and I'm hoping I can get to some of her other books soon. And then I also I also listened to I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I was a really big fan of iCarly when I was younger. I grew up with them, so I was really interested in the book, and I've always been really interested to know about these Nickelodeon kids and Disney Channel kids that don't really have I don't know, they're not old enough to decide if they want to be actors. So it's always been like a weird feeling that I get from them being actors, and as you can see by her story, it's kind of really sad that parents are like that. But well, I did really enjoy it also. I think it was really interesting and really sad. And again, I'm not going to read this because it's a memoir. Then I read on my Kindle Collide by Val Cabra. I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong because I have no idea how to pronounce it, but by Val Cabra, I think. Val Cabra? No idea, sorry, really sorry. But I gave this book a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I love myself a sports romance, and if it's a hockey romance, it gets extra points. Amazing. Then I read Ghosted. I do have the physical copy of this book. I've had it since summer. I've seen Sarah Crowley talk about this book a few times. She doesn't really talk about it a lot, but she always says it's one of her favorite books. So I wanted to read it, but I was like, it was so hyped up in my head. I don't want to feel disappointed, but I did really enjoy it. I gave it a 4 stars. I did cry. I think with most of these books I've cried, maybe all of them this year. But well, that was a great book, and I wished we could have gotten a book of the main character's sister, because I really enjoyed her. Maybe there is out there, I don't know. Then another memoir I listened to is Educated by Tara Westover. I think everybody should read this book, and even more if you're the type of person that's always thinking, do I really enjoy this, or is it a social construction that's been made for us to think we enjoy these things? This story is basically about a girl that lives in a family that is kind of separated from the real world. They live in a mountain, they work for themselves, they don't want to take part in government stuff. So basically it's about this, I don't know this part of the synopsis, I don't want to spoil it, but you should read it. Then I started with the Queen's Golf series. It's by Stephanie Archer. I have read another one of her series that's sport romances, which is The Fake Out and Behind the Net and The Fake Out, which isn't finished. I hope it's finished. And I decided to read this other series. It is about small town romances. First we have That Kind of Guy. It's fake dating trope. I did enjoy it. I give it a 3.5 stars. It wasn't the best romance ever. It's a rom-com. And then we get The Wrong Mr. Right. This book is about, well, Each book of the series is about one of the brothers, and this brother, and in this specific book, the female main character asks the main character to show her how to be a hot girl. So yes, that's the main plot of the story, and I gave this one a 4 stars. I enjoyed it more than the first one. I personally thought it had more depth to it, and that was the last book I read this month. I have my little stats here. I'm going to show you this because I'm very proud of my first monthly spread of the year. But I read a total of 15 books. I'm going to count the audiobooks as read books, okay? I hope you enjoyed my first reading wrap up of the year, and I would love to do a little TBR, but I don't know how to do it. I don't have my TBR jar with me. I hope you liked today's video. If you want, you can follow me on my other social medias, and I'll see you next time. Bye!